Scarlett's POV. I couldn't help myself. Even though I knew it would break my heart again, I followed Lily's swaying figure as she entered Pack Hall. Her red dress clung to her curves, deliberately chosen to catch attention. My hands clenched into fists as I followed her at a distance. The clicking of her heels echoed through the corridor as she approached Lucian's office. Without even knocking, she pushed the door open, leaving it slightly ajar. I pressed myself against the wall beside the door, my heart pounding. Miss me already, my powerful alpha? Lily's voice dripped with honey. I brought you a special surprise. Guess what color my underwear is today? My stomach is churning again. I feel so nauseous I want to vomit. Lily. Lucian's voice held a warning tone, but I could hear the desire underneath. Someone might see us. Let them see. The sound of rustling fabric. Honey, don't you want to unwrap your gift? My chest tightened as the curse's black magic pulsed beneath my skin. I should leave. I shouldn't torture myself like this. But my feet refused to move. We need to be more careful, Lucian said, his voice rough. The council meeting is in an hour. Lily's laugh was like broken glass. Always so responsible. Tell me something, my alpha. Who's better in bed, me or your precious Luna? The silence that followed made my heart stop. When Lucian finally spoke, his voice was cold and stern. Don't ever compare yourself to Scarlett, he growled. You're not worthy to speak her name. For a moment, hope fluttered in my chest like a wounded bird. But Lily just laughed again. Oh really? Fabric rustled again. If you care about her so much, why do you keep coming back to me? Why do you moan my name when you're inside me? Lily. His voice was strained now. Stop? Stop what? Her voice turned sultry. Stop reminding you how much you want me? Stop doing this. Lily's voice was suddenly interrupted, and the sound of a file hitting the ground came from inside, and Lily scolded softly. Lucian, don't be so rude. A deep groan from Lucian made my stomach turn. Against my better judgment, I shifted slightly to peek through the gap in the door. This scene is deeply imprinted in my memory. Lily was pressed down, lying on Lucian's desk, her red dress loosely hanging around her waist. Lucian stood between her legs, leaning over her, one hand gripping her breast. The two of them were piled together like two dogs in heat. You drive me crazy with your slutty ways, he groaned, attacking her neck with kisses. I can't resist you. Then don't, she purred. Take me right here, right now. Show me who's better, your weak little Luna or me. Lily. You bitch. His hand slid higher up her thighs. He forcefully entered her and began to violently thrust into her body. Come on, alpha, she taunted. Show me what a real wolf can do. Not like that pathetic excuse for a Luna who can't even shift. The curse seized my moment of weakness, sending waves of burning pain through my chest. I stumbled backward, my vision blurring. That's right. Lily's voice followed me. Make me scream your name. Let everyone know who you really want. They were like two white worms writhing together. My husband Lucian, the Lucian who is always gentle and courteous in front of me, turns out to have this dirty and licentious side. Their moans echoed in my ears as I fled down the corridor. Each step sent fresh waves of agony through my body. The black veins pulsed violently beneath my skin, feeding off my pain that I barely made it to the car. Practically falling into the back seat, I feel my hands trembling.
Luna Scarlett.
Tommy's concerned face appeared in the rearview mirror. Are you all right? You're as pale as death. I could barely breathe through the pain. I'm fine, just take me home. And Tommy. Don't tell Alpha I was here. He hesitated, worry clear in his eyes. Of course, Luna. But should I get Dr. Kane? No. The word came out sharper than I intended. Just home. Please. The ride back was torture. Every bump in the road sent fresh spikes of pain through my cursed body. But worse than the physical pain was the echo of their voices in my head. Pathetic excuse for a Luna. Show me who's better. I can't resist you. Back at the pack house, I locked myself in my study. My hands trembled as I pulled out fresh paper. The words poured out of me as I wrote a third letter to join the others, one written with love, one with rage, and now one with pure heartbreak. When I write, I can feel the dark magic flowing through my veins, but what blurs my vision is my tears. Tear after tear falls on the letter paper, yet I still force myself to keep writing. 3 months later, he needs to understand what he has lost. When I finished writing this letter, I just took a deep breath and felt a sudden tightening in my chest. The cursed darkness spread like poison in my body. I trembled and wanted to go to the bedroom to get the medicine bottle. I struggled to get up, but suddenly felt the room start to spin. I grabbed the table, but my body felt weak and limp. I slowly slid down to the floor and everything went dark. Suddenly, I felt a gentle force spreading from my fingertips. It was the magic of the ring. How absurd! The man who betrayed me, the man who made me suffer. Yet he also gave me the divine instrument to heal my pain. Slowly, some of my strength returned. I trembled as I reached for the medicine bottle on the bedside table, only to find it empty. Scarlett's POV. The empty medicine bottle mocked me from my trembling hands. My chest tightened as another wave of pain hit. I had no choice but to visit Dr. Kane for more medicine. I pulled myself together, checking my reflection in the mirror. The black veins were barely visible under my high-necked blouse. Perfect. The last thing I needed was for anyone to notice my condition. The hospital's antiseptic smell hit me as I walked through the entrance. I was heading toward Dr. Kane's office when familiar voices stopped me in my tracks. "Are you sure you're feeling all right?" Lucian's voice tinged with concern. "Maybe we should get a second opinion." My heart dropped as I peered around the corner. There stood my mate, hovering over Lily, who sat in one of the waiting room chairs outside the maternity ward. I slowly walked out. Lucian was the first to notice me. His expression was tense for a moment, but when he saw my calm expression, I could feel him immediately relax. "Scarlett? Darling, what are you doing here? Are you not feeling well?" The genuine concern in his voice made my heart ache. Even now, he could be so gentle with me. "I just came for a routine checkup," I said softly, maintaining my usual calm smile. Lily's hand rested on her stomach as she looked up. "Oh, Luna, Scarlett. What perfect timing." Lucian quickly stepped forward to explain. I bumped into Lily on my way to the pack hall. She wasn't feeling well, so I offered to accompany her to the hospital. "I should have called you." "It's all right," I said, keeping my voice steady. "You were being kind." "Actually, Luna, Scarlett." Lily's eyes gleamed with barely concealed triumph. "I have wonderful news. I just found out I'm pregnant. About a month along now. The world is once again dangerously tilting and swaying. A month. I thought it was when Lucian and I were celebrating our wedding anniversary, but their affair happened even earlier, during the time when Lucian went to the Shadow Pack on a visit, or when he attended the Wolves Union reunion. My heart is in turmoil, but I remained composed, my years of practice helping me maintain a calm expression. "I hope you don't mind that I borrowed your husband," Lily continued sweetly. "I was feeling so unwell, and he was kind enough to help." I saw Lucian's jaw tighten at her words. He moved closer to me, his hand finding the small of my back protectively. "Scarlett," he said softly, "let me take you to your appointment. We can talk about—" A high-pitched shriek cut through the air. We turned to see Lily pressing herself against the wall, pointing at something on the floor. A small scruffy puppy had wandered into the waiting area. Its brown fur was matted, but its eyes were bright and hopeful as it wagged its tail. "Get it away," Lily wailed. "That filthy thing just jumped out at me. I could have fallen." The puppy approached me hesitantly. Without thinking, I knelt down to greet it. "Careful, love," Lucian said, his hand squeezing my shoulder gently. "It's just a puppy." "Oh, Lily, I didn't expect you, a female wolf, to be afraid of such a small dog," I said with a sarcastic tone, while scratching behind its ear. The little thing pressed into my touch, starved for affection. Lily's face twisted with disdain. "Well, I suppose it makes sense that you bond with a common dog. After all, you don't have a wolf of your own to connect with." I felt Lucian tense beside me, but I placed a calming hand on his arm. "It's all right," I murmured. "No, it's not," he growled. "Lily, apologize." "Now. I was just saying what everyone thinks," Lily protested, hands protectively over her stomach. "A Luna without a wolf might as well keep dogs for company." The puppy whined softly, sensing the tension. I gathered it into my arms, taking comfort in its warmth. "I'll take care of this little one," I said quietly. "Better a loyal dog than no companion at all." "Scarlett," Lucian started, his voice pained. "Please," I interrupted gently. "Take Lily home. She needs rest in her condition. But Luna, Lily simpered. You can't possibly keep that stray. What will the pack think? I don't mind what they think, I said, my smile never wavering. Some of us don't need to prove our worth through others' opinions. Lucian's eyes searched my face. Even now, after everything, he could still read the pain behind my calm exterior. Let me help you first, he insisted. Lily can wait a few minutes. Alpha, Lily's voice turned pleading. I'm feeling faint again. Please. I stepped back, maintaining my serene expression. Go on, Lucian. I'll be fine. Scarlet. He caught my free hand, his thumb brushing over my ring. We need to talk later. Of course, I agreed softly. When you have time. The curse pulsed beneath my skin, but I kept my smile in place as I watched him lead Lily away. Only when they disappeared around the corner did I let my shoulders sag.
Luna Scarlet.
Dr. Kane's voice made me turn. Your medicine. Thank you, I said. However, I still suggest you do another checkup. Dr. Kane said, looking at my expression. I'll come back tomorrow, I said quickly. Please, I just need to go home now. The puppy nuzzled my neck as I carried it to my car. Its presence was oddly comforting, a simple, uncomplicated love that asked nothing in return. As I drove home, I couldn't help but wonder about the cruelty of fate. Here I was, dying slowly from a curse I took to save Lucian, while he created new life with another woman. The puppy settled in my lap, its warmth steady against my trembling hands. It looked at me with big wet eyes and trust in them. I'll call you Bobby from now on. I held both of its little paws. He wagged his tail at me cheerfully, and it was obvious he liked the name too. At least you're honest, I whispered to it. No pretending or hidden agendas. It didn't understand my meaning, but it still licked my fingers and rubbed its little head in my palm. The curse's darkness pulsed beneath my skin. In my study, I pulled out fresh paper. Another letter needed to be written. Bobby curled up at my feet as I began to write, its presence a silent comfort. Maybe this was what I needed, not a wolf's power, but a dog's simple, faithful love. When I finished writing the letter, my phone alerted me that I had received a message. When I saw the content of the message, I felt my blood rushing to my head again. Scarlet's POV. My phone buzzed with a new message. When I opened it, my blood ran cold. There are a few photos on the screen that Lily sent. The first photo is of Lucian and her in bed, two naked bodies entangled on the white sheets like worms. He is lying on top of her, his fingers tangled in her long hair, his lips licking down her neck. The other photo is of them at an upscale restaurant. Lucian is wearing the blue suit I ironed for him just last week. He is using a fork to feed Lily a piece of chocolate cake. Their gazes are locked intently on each other, both of them smiling intimately. The third photo made my stomach churn, Lily straddling Lucian on the sofa in his office, her red dress bunched around her waist, his hands on her thighs, his face buried between her breasts. Once, right in this office, I had countless times brought him lunch, and we would sit together on the sofa and share the meal. My hands trembled so badly I almost dropped the phone. Bobby whined, sensing my distress, and pressed his warm little body against my legs. The curse seized the opportunity, black magic surging through my veins. I fumbled for my medicine bottle, barely managing to swallow the pills. Bobby licked my hand as I slid to the floor, waiting for the medicine to take effect. His big brown eyes were full of concern. Seeing his innocent eyes, my tears couldn't stop falling. I'm okay, little one, I whispered, though we both knew it was a lie. The front door opened, and I heard Lucian's familiar footsteps. I quickly wiped my eyes and stood, tucking my phone away. Scarlet. His voice was gentle as he entered the study. He stopped short when he saw my face. Love, you're so pale. What happened? I forced a smile. Just tired. No, something's wrong. He crossed the room in 2 strides, his hands cupping my face. Tell me what's bothering you, my heart. The tenderness in his touch nearly broke me. How could he be so gentle with me while betraying me at the same time? He disappeared for a moment, then returned with something that made my chest tighten. The old stuffed teddy bear he'd given me during our darkest days. Remember Mr. Cuddles? He placed the bear in my arms, his thumb wiping away a tear I hadn't realized had fallen. He always knew how to make you smile. You kept him all this time. My voice trembled. Of course. Lucian pulled me close, his chin resting on my head. I keep everything that reminds me of us. Of how far we've come together. I did remember. The memories flooded back unbidden. We were prisoners then, trapped in the Shadow Pack's dungeons. Lucian would humble himself before the Omega guards, begging them to give me better food. Do you remember what you used to do? I asked softly, when the food was too hard to eat? His laugh rumbled in his chest. Mr. Cuddle's food critic reviews. This gruel is simply divine, darling, aged to perfection in a rustic dungeon ambience. Despite everything, I found myself smiling at the memory. And look what else I brought. He pulled out a familiar black box. Your favorite Black Forest cake. The one from that little bakery you love. The sight of the cake made my stomach turn. How many times had he bought this same cake for Lily? Had he fed it to her too, the way he did in that photo? Scarlet. He stepped closer, concerned. What's wrong? I looked at the bear in my arms, remembering a promise made long ago. Do you remember what I told you? My voice was barely a whisper. I said if you ever betrayed me, there would never be a second chance. I saw panic flash through his eyes before he quickly masked it. Of course, he thought I couldn't sense his infidelity without a wolf. He thought his secret was safe. Scarlet, my love. He took my hands in his. You're my only Luna, my heart. I would never betray you. I'll love only you for the rest of my life. The lies fell so easily from his lips, just like they had in the dungeon when he swore to protect me forever. The next morning, I woke to Lucian gently brushing hair from my face. Wake up, my Luna, he smiled. I have a surprise for you. He'd arranged a grand sacrifice ceremony meant to pray for my health and our future. My heart sank when I saw Lily among the attendees, but I maintained my composure. Just before the ceremony began, Lily suddenly collapsed, clutching her stomach. The baby, she cried. Something's wrong. It hurts. The pack doctor rushed to her side. She's been poisoned. We need strong healing magic immediately. Lily's eyes found mine. Luna Scarlet, she gasped. Your ring. I heard it has powerful healing properties. Please, my baby. I saw the conflict tear across Lucian's face. His eyes darted between me and Lily's stomach, where his child grew. Scarlet, no, he said firmly. The ring is yours. We'll find another way. Please, Lily whimpered. I can feel the poison spreading. There has to be another solution, Lucian insisted, his hand covering mine protectively. That ring is meant to keep you safe. I looked at his tormented expression. Even now he was trying to protect me. But we both knew he couldn't let his child die. With trembling fingers, I slipped off the ring that had been keeping me alive. Take it, I said softly. Save the baby. Scarlet-Lucian started. It's okay. I cut him off gently. A child's life is more important. Lily snatched the ring gratefully. The moment it left my finger, I felt the curse's darkness surge stronger. I made my excuses and fled home, knowing I couldn't watch them together any longer. When my phone buzzed again, I almost ignored it. But something made me look. It was a video this time. My heart stopped as I pressed play. Lily and Lucian were entangled on the bed, their bodies melding into one. As he pounded into her, her moans filled the air. Oh, Lucian, you're so good. It's a good thing you gave me the ring. I hope Scarlet won't be angry. Lily gently bit the finger with the ring on it, panting. Scarlet is the most considerate. If she knew you were carrying my child, she would certainly give you that, sweetheart. Lucian pressed his mouth against her breasts. That's good, I was afraid Scarlet would kill me. Lily hugged his neck. Can you not mention Scarlet, baby? Come on, get down. Lucian pulled Lily up. When her hands caressed my partner's chest, the ring on her finger sparkled. This ring was meant to protect me, but now it is on the hand of the woman who has destroyed my life. Scarlet's POV. The curse burned through my veins like liquid fire. Without the ring's protection, I could feel death creeping closer with each breath. My hands trembled as I stared at them, watching the black veins pulse beneath my skin. I found a silver dagger in the cabinet. One quick slash, and it would all be over. No more pain, no more betrayal, no more watching Lucian build a family with another woman. I raised the silver dagger to my wrist, but suddenly Bobby leaped up, knocking it from my hand. The dagger clattered to the floor as he stood over it, barking frantically. "Bobby, move," I whispered, but he planted himself firmly over the dagger. His eyes fixed on me. He whined, pressing against my legs, and I collapsed to my knees beside him. His warm tongue licked away my tears as he guarded the dagger. "Why are you stopping me?" I asked him through my sobs. "They get to be happy while I die alone?" Bobby nudged my hand with his nose, his eyes full of unconditional love. Looking at his loyal face, something inside me shifted to no. I wouldn't give them the satisfaction of my quiet death. If I was going to die, I would make sure Lucian remembered me with every breath he took. That I wanted him to wake up each morning drowning in regret. I wanted his guilt to consume him until he couldn't look in the mirror without seeing my ghost. With renewed purpose, I sat at my desk and pulled out fresh paper. This would be my final letter, the one that would haunt him forever. Bobby sat at my feet as I wrote, his steady presence giving me strength. When I finished, I called Sarah. My best friend arrived within minutes, nearly breaking down my door in her rush to reach me. "Scarlett," she gasped when she saw me. "Gods, you look like death. What's happened to you?" I handed her the box of letters with trembling hands. "I need you to do something for me." "Anything," she said immediately, then opened the box. Her eyes widened as she read the first few lines of the top letter. "Scarlett, these are about Lucian and Lily? You know." My voice cracked as Sarah's eyes filled with tears. "The whole pack knows. I wanted to tell you, but I couldn't bear to break your heart. It doesn't matter now." I gripped her hands. "After I'm gone, I need you to send these to Lucian. One letter every other day in order. Will you do that for me?" "Gone?" She grabbed my shoulders. "What do you mean gone? Scarlett, you're my best friend. Talk to me." "I'm dying, Sarah," I finally admitted. "I have been for a while now." "No," she shook her head desperately. "We'll get help. Dr. Kane dash. There's no cure." I touched the black veins on my arm. "This is from a curse I took to save Lucian 5 years ago. The ring was keeping it at bay, but now, the ring he gave to that witch." Sarah's face contorted with fury. "I'll kill her myself dash." "No." I squeezed her hand. "Just promise me about the letters. He needs to understand what he's done. Promise me you'll send them." She clutched the box to her chest, tears streaming down her face. "I promise. But Scarlett, I can't just let you die." I hugged her tightly, memorizing the feeling of her friendship. "You've been the best friend anyone could ask for. Thank you for everything." After she left, still protesting, I walked through the house that had been my home. Every photo, every memento, every trace of my life with Lucian went into the fireplace. I watched our wedding portrait burn, remembering how happy I'd been that day. The Lucian in the photo smiled at me, his eyes full of promises he never meant to keep. The curse surged again, making me stumble. Suddenly, the house felt wrong, tainted by lies and betrayal. The walls seemed to close in, suffocating me with memories of false happiness. Through my blurring vision, I saw a figure in the distance. Young Lucian from 6 years ago, standing in the rain. Memories attacked me, and I remembered the stormy day when we were imprisoned together in the cave, and I was just healing from a stab wound from a silver dagger. The rain was heavy and spread into the cave, and we were soaked to the bone and shivering. Lucian wrapped his coat around my shoulders and held me close in his arms, using his strength to help keep me warm. "I'll always protect you," he'd promised, his young face so earnest. "No matter what happens, no matter who tries to hurt you, I'll be there." "Even though I don't have a wolf?" I'd asked, voicing my deepest fear. "You don't need a wolf," he'd said fiercely. "Your heart is stronger than any wolf's. And one day when I'm alpha, I'll make you my Luna. We'll show everyone that true strength comes from the heart, not from what we can shift into." Then he kissed me for the first time. The apparition of young Lucian stared at me now, his eyes sad. "Don't forgive him," he whispered. "Don't let him forget what he's thrown away." Bobby's whine pulled me back to reality. Yes, there was one more place I needed to be. Each step was agony as Bobby and I made our way to the cave. Our cave. The place where Lucian had first promised to protect me, to love me, to make me his Luna. The old stone walls welcomed me like an old friend. I sank to the ground, my strength finally giving out. Bobby curled against me, his warmth offering comfort as darkness crept into my vision. The curse's poison had reached my heart. I'm sorry, little one, I whispered to Bobby. I'm leaving, you'll find a new owner. The curse gave one final surge and everything went black. When I opened my eyes again, I was standing over my own body, in the state of the soul. Bobby was still there, whining and nudging my lifeless form, trying to wake me. Immediately, it seemed that something had bound me. A flash of white light passed, and an invisible chain pulled me directly to Lucian's side. I could feel him moving through the house, finally noticing something was wrong. My spirit followed, watching as panic slowly crept into his expression. Mary, he called to our servant. Where's Scarlet? Has anyone seen her today? The maid wrung her hands nervously.
No, Alpha.
Not since this morning. I watched as worry crept into his expression. Good. Let him worry. Let him search that I may have died. But my revenge was just beginning.